Rev up your engines!
Bird says, Scotty, since you grew up in Niagara Falls, do you remember the Love Canal incident? Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, Love Canal was half a mile from my house. I lived on Cug Island, and that's on the other side of Cug Island, what they call the Little Rivers, where they were digging the canal. It was going to be a competitor to the Erie Canal. But they only got like a mile and a half, and the guy ran out of money. So I actually have friends that grew up with Love Canal, the filled-in part with the chemicals, in their backyard. You can drive around today. They got fences around it. Nobody's living in the houses. They're just sitting there. I guess maybe one day they're going to try to sucker people to move them back in. But, yeah, it's it was a fast one. I mean, it was weird. The Hooker Chemical Company dumped the stuff in there. And then some of the property they gave to the city of Niagara Falls, and they built an elementary school on it. It wasn't such a hot thing that was done in those days. Shoo, I'll tell you. James Ross says, sometimes I have to go from park to drive like 4 times before my car actually stops moving. What's wrong? Well, your transmission is wearing out. Now, I'll give you a typical one that had happened to back about 15, 20 years ago. The Nissan Maximas, as they aged, they would all do that. And it was because the oil pump inside the transmission was starting to get weak. Now, just like an engine, your engine has an oil pump that pumps oil to lubricate. Well, your transmission, automatic ones, they have an oil pump to build up the pressure to flow the fluid through because they drive by fluid pressure dynamics. What's happening is yours is just flat starting to wear out. Now, if you're lucky, I've had some people drain a quart of fluid out of the transmission, put a quart of the Lucas automatic transmission additive in, and then they'd actually shift better. So you could try that if you want, but it's generally a sign that your transmission is starting to go out. Simone, and he says, I got a 2012 Chevy Aveo. The car wobbles on the highway above a speed of 80 miles an hour. Tires are new, alignment and balancing is done. Any suggestions? My first suggestion would be don't drive an Aveo that fast. They're kind of cheaply made little cars. They're not made for going all that fast. If you're wobbling on a higher speed and you're positive that the tires are balanced right, that the wheels aren't bent and the alignment is correct, then odds are you got a problem in your drive shafts. CV joints could be worn, and the faster you go, they start to wobble a little bit. I've seen that many times. You can also check engine and the transmission mounts. That can cause bouncing and wobbling, but the drive shafts are the most common reason that they go, if the alignment and the balancing is correct. I've seen many people go places, they come to me and they're shaking like that, and I check it and say, well, your tires just aren't balanced right, because a lot of times the guys just don't balance them right. Jacob Forces says, Scotty, is a manual 2003 Audi TT 1.8 turbo good first car? I found a TT in great condition that's cheap and has low kilometers on it. Cheers. Okay, you got kilometers, so I'm assuming you're in Europe or something. And if you are, a lot of people drive them around. I'm not a fan of them, but it's a manual transmission. And if it really is low mileage, and if people change the oil enough, then it could be a good car. But before you buy it, do a compression test. It's only 4 cylinders to see if the engine is worn or not, because I've seen a lot of those 1.8 turbo TTs where the engine's out and the pressure would be too low and they need rebuilding, and it doesn't take on that car 20 minutes to do a compression test to see if the engine still has good compression. Have that done before you buy. Jim James 16 says, Scotty, love the show. I got a 97 GMC Sierra. It is a slipping transmission. What's the most economical, reliable place to get one? Okay, here's the problem. You're talking about what? You're talking about a 22-year-old transmission. And of course, I mean, you could try one in a junkyard, but it's 22 years old. Who's to say it's in any better shape? The problem with something that old is you're better off getting a remanufactured one. That's just the truth of that matter. You know, unless you got a friend who owns a junkyard and he's got one that he really knows only had 60, 80,000 miles or something on, you could do that. But other than that, you're really better off trying to find a good remanufactured one from a quality rebuilder with a guarantee, because it's so old. Going used would be just an absolute insane crapshoot on something like that. Jay Holzer says, I'm thinking about buying a 2003 Lincoln Town Car. 128,000 miles for $2,500. Are they good cars? If they've taken care of, then they can be excellent cars. 128,000 miles isn't all that much for that car. It's got a big V8 engine in them, and they can last quite some time if it was taken care of. Now, as any car, especially that which is a more luxurious type car, you want to pay a mechanic like me, we get our fancy scan tools, we plug them in, and we spend about an hour analyzing the car and driving it, and we'll tell you what kind of shape it's in.
So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.